Hi, my name is Nick Gabriel, and I'm President and Executive Director of the Hope U Foundation.
Hi, I'm Brian Warren. I'm the Vice President of the Hope U Foundation.
My life hasn't always been this altruistic. For 22 years, I was the Vice President and CFO of a local IT company. But in December of 2012, I had somewhat of a social awakening, and I realized that there was more to life than what I'd been doing, and I needed to be able to give back.
Most of foster care youth will age out of the system once they turn 18. We want to start providing a system for these kids so that what they're getting is a sense of security.
My co-founder, Brian Warren, had his background in psychology. So he worked with kids, and I said, well, let me take what I can do and let's take what you can do and see if we can together create a business unit and a program that could actually help foster care youth.
Within the state of Virginia itself, there's about 6,500 foster care youth in the system. We want to actually be able to help those kids, to give them that permanent support system.
We started helping our first kid. We didn't have real estate property, so we used some available apartments that we had. Shortly thereafter, an opportunity came up to take possession of a 6-unit apartment building where we could house up to 10 youth. So we took advantage of that opportunity and started housing kids on July 1st. Well, we had done a radio spot, and we had done that spot hoping to get some local support from businesses in the local community. It was shocking results. We didn't get much of that, but what we got was an outpouring of kids that needed help.
That's sort of kind of how Hope U developed. We saw a problem. We thought about the problem and tried to formulate a solution. We're here to actually help them with that missing piece.
So there's a definite need for the service that we're doing. We just need to be able to duplicate and replicate this so that we can help more kids in the Hampton Roads area.
My name is Christian Nicholas Carroll. I was born December 2nd, 1993. I'm 21 years old. At the moment, I am attending Old Dominion University, and I'll be graduating in December 12th with a bachelor's in criminal justice with a minor in sociology. And what I plan on doing after graduating is going to the police academy from Virginia Beach, Virginia. When I was attending Old Dominion University, I didn't really have a place to go necessarily. And I was still in care until I turned 21. And when I turned 21, I aged out, so I had nowhere else to go. So I remembered, there was a guy who owns a similar program to the one that I was currently in with social services, and his name was Mr. Brian Warren. I'm trying to graduate from school. I have nowhere else to go. I don't have any shelter, no food, and I'm working and I'm trying to save up as much money as I can, but I don't know what I'm going to do. And he told me, don't worry about it, I got you.
Children every day are challenged with just trying to be kids. Children that are raised within the foster system. The foster system is set up to be a very good sense of support for children, to give children who don't have anyone or have to be removed from their family of origin, a place that they can be restored. However, even with that, they are inundated psychologically and emotionally with challenges that are much more complex than they are created to experience.
I currently work 3 jobs. I work at Walmart, GameStop, and I do a little part-time on campus. And I also have to joke with that with school. I'm a full-time student as well. It's not only having clothes on my back, food to eat, a roof over my head, but also help me with my resume skills, building a resume, doing some internships, and actually doing some job searching.
What do we do? Where do they go? What happens to this group of next generation leaders? How do we continue to set them up for success?
My name is Serena Morris. I have 2 beautiful, lovely kids. I have a boy and I have a little girl. I aged in foster care at the age of 11. The reason why I got into foster care is because of the simple fact that my mom was abusing alcohol. And I also was hanging around the wrong crowd of people.
I am Viola Von Eden. I'm a clinical and forensic social worker in Tidewater, Virginia. I've worked with foster care children for more than 25 years. I started out my career working in psychiatric facilities where a number of foster children have been placed. Over that time, I've since worked at Children's Hospital, the King's Daughters, and as well as in private practice. And one of the struggles that I've often experienced is that when children transition out of foster care, when adolescents have reached the age of 18 and believe that they no longer need services, they get caught.
At the age of 19, I had my first child. That was my daughter. She brought a lot of joy to my life to make me feel that I needed to actually change for myself. So I did that for her, and I also was hopping from house to house. Then, of course, you know, after me hopping from house to house, I turned up pregnant again. That's when I had my little boy. And one day I was listening to the radio and I heard about Hope Youth from Mr. Bryan and them. And I was like, well, I heard that voice somewhere in his laugh, so I heard it and I was like, okay, well, that's an opportunity for me to be able to open up a door for me and my kids to be back on track.
And one of the things that I really have had to address with them is how do we transition you from foster care to independent living, and making sure that transition prevents them from being homeless and being without resources, and also being in situations that are harmful. Many of the children that I've worked with over the years have ended up in prostitution or with drug dealing because they felt like they had no other options.
I tear up every time that I think about my past, and it's like hard. But I'm glad that Hope Youth is here because Mr. Bryan and Mr. Nick are like actually there to help us do what we need to do to take care of business and not live out on the streets and be homeless.
Okay, our program delivers substantial benefits and direct resources to youth. We provide them with housing, so we've got rental facilities. We provide them with food. We provide them with cash for spending. We provide them with transportation in the way of bus passes on a monthly basis so they can get to and from where they need to go independently. And we provide qualified, certified staff to help them along the process, to make sure that they're not just staying in an apartment, not doing anything. We actually are working with them on a daily basis, making sure that they are making the most out of this opportunity.
My name is Anthony Tyner, and I'm here in the Hope Youth Foundation. 21 years old, and I came from Norfolk, Virginia, and been a little rocky road growing up, not having stuff and stuff like that. So that's part of where Hope You come in, where you don't have places to live, funding and stuff like that. So, and to help you get on your feet. It helps the kids get where they need to be. You don't have a job, we're gonna help you save, we're gonna help you manage, you know, apartment bills and light bills and everything. Because before that, I didn't know how much power I was using. Yeah, it helped me get on my feet, and I have a lot of certifications by having somewhere to live. So you can get more done when you don't have to worry about the financial part and stuff like that.
I think the expectations that we have sometimes of foster youth, that they are able to just attend college or just able to go out and get a job, aren't realistic. That we as social workers, as other mental health professionals, and just as community volunteers need to make sure the services are available and they're educated around how best to use those services. Something as simple as, how do you keep a checkbook? How do you make sure your rent's paid on time? How do you save money?
We know that becoming an adult and developmentally adolescence doesn't end to 27. Okay, why? Because just normally, okay, you are faced with many life stressors, okay, and many challenges just trying to navigate life. So how do you do that when you don't have a fundamental foundation of a parent?
My name is Anya Granger. I was born in Russia, Moscow, Russia. I came here when I was 9.5 years old. I got adopted by almost 2 families now. Things didn't go well with my second family. I became homeless for 3 months. I've been here living almost 2 months. Things are kind of hard because I have to do school and the babies. I'm trying to get my GED, basically a diploma, stating that I can go to college after I do the GED.
It costs $31,000 a month when we turn the key to open up the door at the office. $38,000 if I include administrative overhead. Just to run the program is $1,000 a day, $100 per kid. It's not an inexpensive program, but the cost of doing nothing is a lot worse.
My name is Michael. Been in foster care since I was 2 to 21. Aged out, went out on my own. Stayed out there for like 2 years. Decided it wasn't the best, so I called Mr. B to see if it was possible if I could get into one of his programs. He said yes. Got into Hope U, found out it was more than what I thought it was. Went through TBA, got my certifications. My next step is paying off this long-term debt. Next step after that is get my own place and get in the Merchant Marines.
We need you. We need the help from our community to make sure that our community is safe. We want to make sure that our community is well-rounded. We don't want to see that our kids are out there on the street and we just walk past them and say, well, you know, it's someone else's problem. It is our problem. It is our problem. It is the number one problems facing our community today is our kids being out on the street. Because at that point in time, they're out there for any predator to have.
We have a direct responsibility to see that they succeed. We need corporations to get involved. We need the local faith-based communities to get involved. We need to be able to be considered for grants. We need direct contributions. We need grassroots efforts from everyday people. Every dollar collected goes directly to running this program. There are no executive salaries in this program.
We want to be a support. We don't want to be the ones that make them fall. We want to be the ones that's going to be there to pick them up, dust them off, and tell them, you know what? You're worthy. You're worth something. Your worth is valuable to us.
If it weren't for them, I would probably be in a heck of a lot of debt. I'd probably be working more than 3 jobs, and I probably wouldn't be graduating. I'll probably either have to put it on hold or not have to go to school because, you know, there are things that I have to do to take care of, you know, myself. But Hope U has provided that, so I won't have to worry about it.
When I started this, I never really hoped to get out of it as much as I already have. It's only been a short period of time, but I got a couple of texts on Father's Day from a couple of the young men that were in my program. Those texts that I got from those kids made me well up inside. Followed by that, it was in the graduation season. The kids all graduated from high school, got enrolled into college. What a tremendous blessing was for me to see the direct impact I was having on their lives. So, Hope U Foundation is there for these kids. Hope you will be there to help us.